Hello everyone, Miss Meisner here. I'm just going to give a quick tour of our agricultural education facilities here at Pittsville High School. So we'll just start by going in this door here. So you can see again, I am part of the Tech Ed, Ag Ed building is what we call this. So again, as a student is walking in the room, this is what they're going to see, the entire classroom. And I drew up there a few circles that's going to lead us into kind of what I do as part of the program here. So as we kind of glance around the room, some of the courses that I teach include the Career and Tech Ed Academy, Cranberry Science, Food Science, Small Animal Veterinary Science, Large Animal Science, Forestry, Natural Resources, Wildlife and Game Management, Intro to Horticulture, Greenhouse Management, Landscape Design, and then I have two different middle school classes, a 7th and an 8th grade class. So this is the classroom component. And as we kind of scan back, you can kind of see some of the facilities. I do have a projector that's mounted in the ceiling. I also have some electrical outlets that are in the ceiling. Those are for student use, specifically with their Chromebooks or anything else that we need to have plugged in. Again, I'm just going to talk to you a little about, so we're in the classroom component. The classroom is all about the instructional side of agriculture education. We range from learning anything, like I said, from plants to animals in this class, urban agriculture to agricultural businesses. We then offer that second circle where we look at the supervised agricultural experiences. And these are projects that are super diverse that the students are doing outside of the classroom time. And it's anything from doing a job placement to possibly working on a fair project, raising honeybees, taking care of small animals at their houses, mowing lawns. It's really truly, again, individualized to that student need. And then we have that last circle, or what we refer to as the Ffa Leadership component, where students can actually join the FFA. The FFA is, again, one of the nation's largest student-led organizations with over 700,000 members. So again, you can see that it's not just about production agriculture anymore. We really have a diverse population of students that choose to join the FFA and take agriculture education classes in today's world. We all know the importance of agriculture. I think we can all agree that without agriculture, we would really have none of the stuff, in our lives, including food, clothing, obviously the houses that we live in. And we need to be able to educate students on that particular importance of agriculture in their lives now and their lives in the future. In today's world, there's a lot of misconceptions in agriculture, so it's really our job to continue to be that educational forefront and making sure our consumers know where their food is actually coming from. Currently, we are 2 to 3 generations off farms, and 98% of our population in the United States do not live in a production agriculture facility. So the importance of just being able to educate students and bring in animals, let them see how we actually work with animal welfare and take care of our animals to the best of their abilities. Teach them those skill sets that they might need if they choose to be a welder or a mechanic. Or again, look at some of those leadership skills through the different organizations that they can gain just by taking classes that allow them to work on skill sets, not only in this classroom, but in the real world. Okay, as we leave the classroom, we are now going to head outside here and go to the agricultural mechanics learning area and a little bit of my storage area that I have. It is on the back side of this maintenance shop. And I'm just going to talk a little bit. Agriculture education has truly changed drastically in the last 50 years, where we used to, obviously enter people to work directly on farms. Today we are looking at more of a paradigm shift for people that are looking at entering into science-based agricultural careers. And that concept of agri-science is really delivered through classroom teaching, those supervised agricultural experiences, and laboratory learning. The facilities that are offered to our students need to promote problem-solving, hands-on experiences, and they need to be furnished with equipment and modules that are highly correlated with the advanced curriculum being offered. So you can see as we enter in here, this is the agricultural mechanics learning area, and also my storage area for some of my horticulture supplies currently, because this class is currently not being run. So I just need to flip the light on for everyone so you can kind of see. You can see I have some soil stored over there, but this is the pretty small space that I usually have about 15 students that are all working together to do different mechanics-based projects in here. If the students are going to bring in any independent projects, it just depends on the size. We do sometimes have to share space with our custodial staff. That is through this door here. And they graciously, not a lot of room in there, but they graciously move some things out. And then we are able to work in this area as long as we put everything back how we find it. But we'll circle around here. So again, this is the current agricultural mechanics shop facility at PHS. And then the very last facility that we're going to look at is the greenhouse. So just depending on the time of year, what time of day it is, if it's weather's cooperating, we can easily walk outside to get to this facility, or else we do enter in the other side of my building and the agricultural education and tech ed building, and we'll just come through that door, and it leads us right to the greenhouse. So this is kind of a beautiful time of year to look at what's happening in the horticulture and greenhouse management classes here at Pittsville High School. As you can see, our greenhouse is nice and full of plants that are growing for the spring plant sale. Typically in this class, I'm seeing about 20 students per class. This past winter spring term, we actually had 27 students, which was not too bad when we were out here. So you can see a lot was planted pretty quickly with that number of students in class, but in the classroom we were a pretty tight fit. When we look at agriculture education, we want to just make sure that all of the students have opportunities for experiential learning and leadership development. They get these hands-on skills. They're allowed to develop things that they would actually be doing in the industry. Currently, I would state that my facilities here do need a little bit of improvement. If I could make a few recommendations, I would love to have running water in my classroom. So when I do projects such as meat processing or taxidermy, hydroponics, or aquaculture, it just becomes quite unreasonable for me to try to offer those type of projects to our students. The shop, as we just left, does not have very good ventilation at all. And again, like I said, there's no overhead doors, so most of the small engine work can be quite challenging for the students. But I would say, again, that classroom component, where I would prefer to offer the most hands-on curriculum, is just something that I'm not always able to do, just due to the space constraints that we have. The electrical capacity alone, if I'm doing a lab on dehydration, I have to unplug a lot of different things in the classroom just so the dehydrators can all run the way that they're intended to run. And as I close out of the facilities here and wrap up for you, CTE is just such a diverse area, and by supporting quality facilities, we will benefit the entire community, as we can extend our learning spaces to possibly offer adult learning in the future. Our entire focus is to really just look at our facilities and hope that they support the future needs of the career and tech ed areas. And what is the industry needing as we look to the next 50 years? As a community, we all want to prepare our students with skill sets and create all-around skilled workers that are passionate, dedicated, and prepared for their future careers. So thank you for joining me on this quick tour of Pittsville Agriculture Education Department, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.